A monster producer is a legendary creature who combines multiple skill sets to dominate their market. Are you ready to dominate?
I believe everybody needs a good coach in life. Running a business can be tough. It can beat you down. We bring the motivation. We bring the structure. We bring the strategy. How do you explain your services? How do you work a selling system? How do you follow up like a machine? How do you extract 5.7 referrals from every transaction? Our number one goal is to get you a 43% increase in your business. And I want to show you how to be a monster producer.
I must confess that I feel like a monster.
Prepare yourself for a 43% increase to your business.
I feel like a monster.
Monster Producer.
Ladies and gentlemen,
begins now.
Hey, I'm Coach Micheal Burt, the Super Coach. Every month I like to break down the concept of monster producer. We believe a monster producer is a legendary creature that combines multiple skill sets to dominate a market. Every month I break down a major concept that will help you move the needle in your business, move a statistic in your business. And I can't think of anything that is tougher to do in today's world than build a successful team. How to get your team in alignment and on the same page. Listen, I've been doing this for 28 years. It's harder today than it's ever been, guys. We live in such a world of selfishness, self-absorption, ego. Like, it's hard to be a good teammate. This is why Lencioni, when he wrote the book, The Ideal Team Player, all these companies had their people, right? He should have said, how to not be selfish, because that's what he was saying in the book. So in this session, I want to break down, how do you get your same team, how do you get your team on in alignment? Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to give you the definition of a team. It is where people come together as a unit to achieve a common vision. That implies you first have to have a vision. You first have to see something. You have to first want to get people excited about going somewhere, right? Your team, though, is not just you and your team, your immediate team. You and your partner's a team. You and your immediate team are teams. You and your supply chain is a team. You and your strategic partners is a team. You and your vendors, you and your customers. Everywhere I go, I'm recruiting team members, right? You don't need more money, you need more people. The money you're looking for, the people have. Everywhere I go, I'm recruiting. Everywhere I go, I'm coaching and developing. Everywhere I go, I'm attracting. I'm retaining and optimizing. Everywhere I go, I'm circulating. I'm trying to build teammates, man. The more teammates you have, the more you win. So there are 3 phases, I think, to building a team. Number 1, you got to recruit and attract more people to your business. You got to recruit and attract more people. Recruiting and attracting are actions, they're verbs. They should be consistent in your mind and in your outflow. Every day you're recruiting people. Go down to the local store, you're recruiting people. You go out on Saturday night, you're recruiting people, right? Every day in your office, you're recruiting people. Come on. Get on the bus toward the common vision. Every day you're coaching and developing those people. It's a huge missing structure for most teams. Most people do a terrible job of coaching and developing their talent. You know, early in the 2000s, Jim Collins had a book called Good to Great. And in that book, he talked about we got to get the right people on the bus. We got to get the wrong people off the bus. And we got to get the right people in the right seats. Man, it was so simplistic but so powerful. Some of you got the wrong people on the bus. They got bad attitudes. Attitude is a posture of the body, which reflects a mental state. They got bad attitudes. They got bad skill sets. They don't want to be on the bus. Some of you got the right people on the bus. You just got them in the wrong seats, meaning you got them doing the wrong things. They're not being optimized. So we got to coach these people. We got to coach and develop these people. Third step, we got to retain and optimize these people. We got to feed all 4 parts of their nature, the body, the mind, the heart, and the spirit. We got to get them in the right seats. We got to get alignment with a dominant aspiration. So I want to stop right here and ask you, which of these 3 things are you doing a poor job in? Is it recruiting and attracting? Is it coaching and developing? Is it retaining and optimizing?
My name is Christopher Argote, and I represent Trusted Senior Specialists. We flew in from Houston, Texas, all the way here, and we believe that Coach Burt is an amazing influence into your life. Everyone needs to have a coach in their life, guys. If you stop learning, just imagine putting that sign up in front of your desk. I stopped learning a long time ago. So I want to better serve my clients and my opportunities. So I think everyone needs a coach in their life, and Coach Burt has definitely activated my pay drive.
So let's keep advancing the ball down the field, right? Recruiting and attracting. I was a basketball coach for a decade, and the odd thing is, the best coaching job I ever did, I was 22-10. I did a great coaching job the year I won a championship. I was 38-3. What was the difference? How did I go from 38-3 one year to 22-10 the next year? And I did a better job with the 22-10 year because I didn't have any talent. My players were marginal. Taught me the value of recruiting. How many of you have recruited poor people on your team trying to make them great? Now we use the DISC profile. Now we know what we're getting when we get a person. Now we know how they will handle pressure and stress. Now we know what buttons to push, how to activate the prey drive in a person. Recruiting begins with affinity. Affinity is lining up with other people that believe the same things you do. If you're trying to recruit people, have a belief. Make a statement. Take a stand. Push your message to the market with high frequency and distribution. You're going to lose some people, but you're also going to retain some people. Okay? Recruiting is an outbound effort to find and recognize talent. You should be recruiting new team members, new money, and new strategic partners every day. Now, when you go pro, in my notes it says getting scientific in what you want and what you get. For many years, I would take on people that I thought had a good attitude, thought would be good workers, but I wasn't scientific about it. If I were to ask you right now to identify one person that would be a complete game changer for your business, who would it be? Just one. Hire one person that would change the game for you. Is it a salesperson? Is it an operations person? See, if you want to go pro in recruiting, you got to get serious about what you want, and you got to start looking for that. If you study Patrick Bet-David or Ed Milet that built these large organizations of 15,000 people, they start talking about how they get real clear about what they're looking for. Like, I'm looking for a person that's 18 to 25 years old. It's a former athlete. He or she is this, and this. That's what we're recruiting, because then your reticular activating system recognizes it everywhere you go, right? It's like, oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. But when you don't know what you're looking for, you have a hard time getting it, okay? I asked an insurance company that I'm coaching to let me do a DISC profile on their top 4 people. Let me see what their profile is. Then let's go find other people that fit the profile. If your top 4 people have the exact same personality profile, what does that tell you? You need to find more people like that. If they're not like that, then you need to move on. I remember when Dr. Stephen Hotze hired me. He looked at my predictive index and in a matter of seconds said, he's hired. See, when you go pro, you understand this. Now, let's talk about conflict on a team. Conflict happens in 3 areas of a team. You don't understand the language of the leader, you don't understand the pace and intensity, or you don't line up on what you believe. Anytime you have a problem with an employee or an independent contractor, it's for those 3 reasons. My language is this: revenue and speed. Doesn't have to be perfect, it needs to be done. You can't sell something that's not done. I want to remove friction for the customer. I want you to be open to anything and closed off to nothing. Like, I don't want you to give me 15 reasons how we can't do it. I take rejection personally, meaning when we lose a customer, it bothers me. I think we didn't do something right. I want to move a statistic in my client's life. I always want you to bring energy, and I'm a lifelong learner. I like intensity, intentional congruence, movement, and I like a good challenge. Okay? We're going to have conflict when I see work as a distribution channel for my talent, my mission in life, and you see work as just your job. Now, where does conflict come from? The language of the leader, pace and intensity, and core beliefs, right? That's where conflict comes from. Now, I want to talk about levels of commitment, and then I'm going to ask you a question. When it comes to your team, I want you to think of these levels of commitment. Are they existent, which means they're there in the body, but not in the mind, or the heart of the spirit, by the way? Compliant, they're obedient soldiers. They don't go above and beyond. What about committed? They go the extra mile. Or compelled. You will find a way. Heartfelt commitment, creative excitement. Take a minute right now and ask yourself these questions. Do you have the right people on the bus? If you were to hire one person that would be a game changer, who would it be? Number 3, on the levels of commitment continuum, are you existent, compliant, committed, or compelled?
Hey, my name's Andy Garrison with Mariner Wealth Advisors, and I came in today from Kansas City for this retreat. I've been with Coach Burt in his Monster Producer program for about 2.5 years. About a year before that, I was in the online program, and so I've kind of had the opportunity to progress through. Since the time I started with Coach Burt, my practice is up on average about 67% a year. The last year was just over 99% as I finally took the time to fully implement everything. And so anybody that is really looking to get a boost or maybe feel like you've started to plateau in some way but want that little extra boost of energy or prey drive, as Coach calls it, it's a great opportunity to either get down here in Tennessee in the lodge and spend some time with him, or hop on the coaching program and do it remotely like I do, and I'm pretty sure you're going to see the same increase we all are. So out of today, in the last couple days in this session, I got a ton out. Not only met some very good people that I wouldn't have met watching it on video, but had the opportunity to really dive deep into Coach's selling system, and it's really more of a prospect and customer getting system, which is something I think is pretty unique out in this space. And so I had the opportunity to really dive deep on that and left with about 7 action items, all of which I think have the same ability to keep me growing in the way I have been.
Once we get the right people on the bus, now it's a matter of coaching and developing that talent. I would ask you, what are you coaching and developing them to? We coach and develop to a system, a time system, a growth system, and to our core values. We teach people how to activate their prey drive. We teach people how to explain their services. We teach people how to work a selling system. We teach people how to follow up. We teach people how to extract referrals, right? We teach people how to become people of interest. This is a system that we're coaching people to, okay? For you, when you're telling me that you're holding people accountable, what are you holding people accountable to if you don't have a system, right? I believe all confusion in any company is created by the leader. The leader's not clear on the vision, the leader's not clear on the system, the leader's not clear on the accountability. Now, when you study Jocko Willink, Extreme Ownership, Dichotomy of Leadership, when you study General McChrystal, Team of Teams, you find out that they're big on situational leadership. What works for one won't work for another, right? For some people you push them too hard. For some people you're too soft. You start understanding situational leadership, okay? So, but I coach people to a system. I have expectations. I have a time system that we use. I have the number of phone calls they're supposed to make. I have the revenue number we're supposed to hit. So when you think about this concept, you start asking yourself, how do we coach people to a system of time, of expectation, of core values? Then we move to optimization. Optimization is we get people on the bus, right? We get people on the bus. Now we want to optimize those people. We literally want to extract every piece of value that we can. We want to help them click on every cylinder, which is where the whole person comes in. Are you feeding the body, the mind, the heart, and the spirit of these people? Are you addressing the team dysfunctions? And this month I taught the team dysfunctions: absence of trust, fear of conflict, lack of commitment, avoidance of accountability, status and ego. These things prohibit teams from winning. So optimization is feeding the whole person, knowledge, skill, desire, confidence, right seat, right on the bus. trust, belonging, and purpose, minimizing team dysfunction. Okay? So let's finish with this. What are the teams that win the most? In my notes it says they talk the most, they engage the most, they believe the most, they work the most, they go the extra mile the most, they check their ego, their selfishness, and rugged individualism at the door. There are studies in the NBA and the NFL that say teams that touch the most win the most. Pat on the back, high five, eye contact. This is what we're trying to build, guys. A world-class team. Everywhere we go, we're recruiting. We're coaching and developing to a system, and we're optimizing that talent. Take some time today and break down where you think you are deficient in building a world-class team. I'm Coach Micheal Burt. This is another version of Monster Producer. We believe everybody needs a coach in life. We also believe a Monster Producer is a legendary creature that combines multiple skills to dominate a market.
Hey, my name's Eduardo Barang. I came from Houston, Texas, and I'm with Trusted Senior Specialists. And I came out to Coach Burt's boot camp because it's about growth. It's about growing yourself. Even though I'm a coach to few people, the coach needs a coach. And you gotta continue to feed yourself and feel better and continue to grow. Hey, I learned a lot here. If you keep your mind open and you put forth the effort and you stay disciplined to the systems and strategies that Coach Burt puts together, man, you'll see major improvements in your life, in your business. And I just want to definitely thank Coach Burt for all the time that he's definitely put out over the last couple of days and the hospitality. I had an awesome time, and make sure you get to the next boot camp.